Welcome to your favorite podcast. This is episode 91 of the No Hangover podcast.
Boom.
Like always, you can find us on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcast. For visuals, check us out on YouTube. Make sure to follow, subscribe, comment, all that good jazz. For social media platforms, you can follow us on Instagram at No Hangover Podcast and Twitter at No Hangover Pod. To keep up with the latest merchandise, me and my boy JG are rocking over here. Go to www.nohangoverpodcast.com. And episode 91. Let's get it going.
We here. We out here.
It's your boy JG in the cut. Looking marvelous, feeling marvelous as always. In the center, I got my dog, the Cuban sensation, Jacob Venus, live on the mic.
Yerp.
Bringing us in. Over there across from me, Erica Ponte.
What up?
A.K.A. Gilligan today.
We out here.
Beach
Gilligan's
vibes. Spring break vibes. The sun is out.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
What?
Spring break vibes.
Like, we think alike, Gilly. Anyways. Yes, as Jacob just said, it is episode 91. We are happy to be here. Excited to be here to speak with you guys. As always, we like to show some love to an extended family member of ours. A couple extended family members of ours. Nice hat. XL Tint, we always like to shout them out. Getting very busy, so if you haven't already gotten your house tinted, your car tinted, your boat tinted, anything that has glass and you can see through it, XL Tint and Ryan Gillio, they can do it. So show them some love on Instagram at XL_tint. Facebook is just XL Tint, and the phone number is 386-479-7111.
7111.
You got it. Give them a call or a text for a free quote.
Wow.
Yes, sirski.
And last but not least, Central Homes Roofing, more specifically, project manager Skylar Montgomery Kenny from the good old town of Memphis, Tennessee. He is a project manager for Central Homes Roofing, so any free inspection, he'll hit you up if you need, or you can hit him up. If you have missing shingles, you need a new roof, you got a leaky roof, anything roof related, he can help you out. You can give him a call at 407-603-5553. And if he doesn't answer, you can leave a message or you can email him. centralhomeskylar@gmail.com. Like I said, good guy. He'll help you out, hook you up, get you what you need. And when he asks who sent you, tell him that No Hangover did.
Boom.
Bow. We out here. We balling.
Episode 91. Spring
To
break.
start us off, Eric, is the most festive for sure. But we're talking about the spring break, I mean, we're festive, No hangover is a lifestyle. Rock this any day of the week. But for the topic at hand, my boy Eric is filling the part.
We out here.
So,
I mean, I'm ready. I've been wanting to go to the beach for a while. It's just hasn't happened
beach
for
is
one
always a fun
reason
time.
or another. But I really just got to work on my tan.
I'll take the blame for a couple of reasons. It's my fault. We haven't got to the beach in a little bit.
Yeah.
But we've been busy at grinding. So, today we get to talk about, the beach, and we'll be at the beach soon.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
We can go to the beach whenever we want.
Honestly, that's the thing though. Like
the great old
I take
thing
it,
about
man,
living
I
in
take it
Florida.
for granted how fucking close the beach is, and I don't go. Oh, we can go next weekend, and then next weekend turns into never, and then
That's not because you're not a true Floridian,
bro. I guess not. Fuck.
I feel like this
Although
man
you
is
have
wearing
flowers on your
flamingos
shirt.
and everything.
He does not have a flamingo on. What are you talking
On
He's
my
got
pants.
flamingos on
Oh
his pants.
shit! He is. Super
I would
festive.
stand up, but like that's a lot of work right now. So
Jacob's got some
Okay.
weird beach shorts on too.
short shorts. Who
So-
loves short shorts?
Jacob loves short shorts.
Jacob. I mean, short shorts are kind of nice to wear. The ones like the workout ones with
The
like the
gym
lining
ones.
in them
Yeah.
already. Those ones fucking make your legs look nice. So if you got a leg day or
I hit fucking legs 3 days this week,
boom.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It is what it is.
I feel like
He
that
was trying to
stupid on your
compensate.
part.
He was trying to overcompensate for missing a week.
Anyways, spring break. You guys got any good spring break stories you'd like to tell the people about in your marvelous lives? that
Perhaps,
you've lived?
but I was just talking to somebody and they told me that. Well, because we were talking to Steven before we got here, and he was saying that when does spring break kind of like stop caring, or when do people stop caring about spring break? I'm like, nobody, because school and fucking college and all that shit. But I was talking to a friend that lives in Rhode Island. She was telling me that she knows somebody that's down in Miami, 32 years old, spring breaking, got arrested for cocaine.
Bam.
So are you
Cocaine's a
saying
hell of
that
a
you
drug.
wouldn't spring break on 32? On 32 at 32 years old?
Probably not. I mean, I guess it depends like where
glad we
I'm
took it here
going, but
first.
like to go specifically for spring break, probably not. Like at 32 years old, I mean, I didn't even really do it at 22 years old. Like I'm not really like, I like to go to the beach and, be around shit and shit like that. But it's not like I'm going, oh, spring break, turn up. Like, it's just just happens to be in that same time frame.
Spring break lost its luster about junior year.
Yeah.
Senior year, we still went, but
Junior year was the crazy one.
Yeah.
That was that longest 24 hours of my day.
I wasn't there for that.
I was trying to tell you to go too.
Yeah, you
I was trying to get you to go. I'm like, Jordan, let's fucking go. Come on. And
What
the
did I
funny
do?
thing is, what did you do? You worked, didn't
Stayed
you?
and worked. Yeah.
The funny thing is that week my parents went out of town, so I was staying with Rachel, my older sister. She was, babysitting, quote unquote, whatever. But
grown ass man, she wasn't babysitting you.
she was just watching the house.
Well,
She was making sure you didn't fuck the house
I
up.
asked her if it would be okay if I go, and she told me no. And again, I don't know how she didn't put two and two together, but like I literally 2 hours later, I'm like, all right, well, is it okay if I go over to Jordan's house then?
Yeah, you did use me.
And she said, yeah, that's fine. Went with Shane. Shout out to Shane. And we
Shane
fucking
O'Mac.
drove over to fucking Daytona for fucking 24 hours. And that was the longest 24. Like,
That
I
was
got
junior or sophomore?
That was junior year. That was I got so much, not that it was very productive. It was a lot of partying and drinking and doing shit I shouldn't have been doing. But exactly. That shit was fun. Crazy, fun times.
And
Give us some specifics of where you were.
We were at Daytona.
Probably La
Fucking. There you go.
Let
Fucking.
him tell the story.
That's where we were at. I mean, we got there.
it's the story of all stories.
We got there. We left that night. It had to be like on a Monday or on a Tuesday or something like that. And then so we left that night. Rode with Shane. And I forget who else was in the truck with us. Because that's when he had his silver pickup.
I don't know who was with us.
I don't remember who was with us, but I know Steven Krabs drove back with us on the way back. But we got there that night. Don't really remember where I stayed, but like as soon as we woke up, it was drinking, fucking smoking, fucking going around talking to people, fucking bouncing from room to room, going to the beach. I ended up racing Shane, and there's a video like of the room that we were at, people taking video of us racing down on the beach and shit.
Who won?
Of course I did.
We're not going to disclose that information.
I did. He knows what's up.
Nobody was there to witness it, so we don't
I've
know.
only raced Eric once.
Twice.
Well, technically twice. It was
Twice
the same
in
night.
the same night.
And I did
You were
lose both
lying
times.
already.
Not only
How?
did you lose,
I
but
raced
I
him twice
fucking-
on the same night.
It
You
was.
just said once. We had to correct you.
Because it was the same night.
And
I
not
was
only
just
did
considering the
not only
loss
did
as
I
one
beat
loss.
you, I smoked you.
The second time.
The first time
Either way,
I
ran
came
in
out of the
vans.
start.
I'm not making
and I slipped,
excuses.
and I ran in
I'm
Converse.
not making excuses.
This is
You
not
did
what this
beat me.
episode
You
is
did
about.
beat me. I'll give
anyways,
I'll give him
anyways,
his credit.
but
He
the
beat
thing
me.
is, it was just real crazy. Got a lot of shit done. Fucking, there was a point
We
where,
gotta stop racing drunk though. Is all I'm saying.
bro, I was just as deep as you were. We
That's
had
what
4
I'm just
beers,
saying.
eating wings and shit.
Back
You
to
hear
the
this thing?
story.
There's a point where I was in a room, fucking. There was a whole crowd, like it was a party going on. I was bouncing from like 2-3 different chicks, just talking, macking, fucking kissing, this, that, whatever. It was a
That's good.
fucking solid time. I'm trying to tell
kissing, slapping face.
you, it was fun. That was probably one of my more memorable spring break experiences.
Wow.
Jacob was involved in that too, but I'm not gonna go into all that yet.
Was he really?
Yeah,
Wow.
because that was the first time I tried to turn some.
That dirty sprite.
That was senior year.
No, it wasn't. That was junior year.
No, it was senior
I
year.
thought
Are you sure it was senior
Yeah,
year?
because I was
Pretty
there
sure.
to try it too.
Well, then there you
It
go.
was green. It was that Curacao shit.
Yeah, well, I guess then there you go. That's how wild it was. I don't even remember.
We don't do drugs.
Your
Not
dad
anymore.
pulled up too. I remember that.
To spring break.
Yeah, he was in the area. I think he was doing some work out there or something like that. He just popped up. To
He's
say what's
probably.
up.
Hey, he might have been just at the beach.
He came to hang out. Like he wasn't hanging out with us. I don't want to make it seem like that. Like he came to the hotel room and like we were just outside the hotel room speaking with him for like 20-30 minutes and then he left.
Yeah, he was probably just at the beach, and he was like, "Oh, if you guys come downstairs or something."
Yeah, your sister was there too, so I think.
Yeah, it was probably just he was checking on me and Amber.
exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but it wasn't like the dad, like, what are you guys doing type of check. It was more like,
'Cause
hey,
my dad's not like
what's
that.
poppin'?
My dad doesn't give. Well, I mean, he's a good dad, but his parenting skills he could have been stricter.
He's
Thank
the
God
fun-
he wasn't.
The fun dad. He's the
Yeah,
fun
he was the
parent.
fun dad for sure.
You didn't go off in too bad of a tangent.
Nah, I never was too bad of a kid. I stayed on the straight and
She hung
narrow.
out with
For the
me,
most part.
kept
For
you
the
straight.
most part.
Well, that
Your
and
other
shout out to my
friends.
mother.
Yeah. Yeah.
My mother held it down.
All right, we're going to your spring break stories.
Spring break. So spring break stories. Like I said, they lost their luster back in high school. I'd feel like in high school they were crazy times though, because
I
I
was going to
was
start this off depressing.
It's not depressing. It's just like the
matter.
first story we told. I don't see the point of if we're grown. For instance, spring break. Like I'll use an example of my niece. My niece was on spring break. Like it's like, oh, okay, it's a spring break. Like that's cool. I still worked every day of this week. You know, my niece was out of school, so it was cool to see her have. You know, she was having fun playing. Isabel got to go to the beach with her, stuff like that. But spring break as an adult is a completely different thing.
Yeah,
so to hear this story about, you know, a grown ass man just flying down to Miami just to party for spring break is like
32
right,
years old.
Come on, what are you doing?
That was the point that she was making. Is like 32
I get
years old.
You could have vacations. You can still get fucked up. You can still party. I mean, any age, forever. Keep your youth. You know, I'm not saying just fucking be dull and live your life just working because that's a boring life. Don't do that. But
I think you're gonna be out doing crazy shit like that.
I probably will be, but I don't.
Hopefully not cocaine though.
Yeah.
Not cocaine. No.
Not cocaine. Say no to drugs.
I mean, in Miami, when in Rome, right?
Nah, it's not the same.
Never been outside the country, and I don't plan on going now. I'm just playing. I'll go outside the country, but not to do shit like that.
But I'm just saying, as like an adult, or even at our age now, and us growing, we continue to grow. I don't think you'll ever, you know, find us specifically going for spring break somewhere.
Yeah, I feel like
unless it's like, for example, in my future with my kids, then I'll take a spring break trip.
Well, I feel like just like
no kids, we're all in our 30s, and a group of beautiful women is like, hey, we're going to Miami for the weekend, just 4 days, and it so happens to be around spring break time.
It wouldn't be a planned spring break trip.
You think you guys can get off for a couple of days? Would you be interested in going, or would you feel like a piece of shit because you're going out to the beach with 4 beautiful women on spring break in your 30s?
Well, in my 30s,
early
I should
30s.
I feel like I should have shit more set up in my life. So,
like what?
Like I feel like I'm at least gonna have a chick or something. Damn.
You can be set up in your.
If I'm in my 30s,
early 30s.
Well, he's talking about like having a ting.
Yeah, I'm talking about like
ting.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be like single and like, oh yeah, let's go to the beach with these beautiful women.
Well, let me
take my chick. I'll take my girl to the beach.
Let me prefix it.
With my boys, sure, we can make a little trip like that.
We're all single. We have the time. The
That's the part I don't like.
We have the funds. We have careers that
we
can get away to.
We have the funds regardless. I'm talking about when we are in our 30s. I'm trying to be a little more stable in a relationship.
That does not make you unstable.
I will if the situation presented itself like you're presenting, of course it would. But like I feel like what he's trying to, well, not really what he's trying to say, but like if you're if in your 30s, like I don't feel like
a top priority.
Yeah, like when you go on vacation, I feel like I can speak for myself. When I'm in my 30s, and even now, if I go on vacation, I don't go to like I'm looking to get fucked up like spring breakers do. Like when people going on spring break vacation, like young kids like that,
the goal.
They're going to
get fucked
I'm gonna
up.
Get fucked up and do so much crazy shit and fucking but like as you get
say it like that.
Yeah, well, but that I mean that's what spring break is essentially. Yeah, I mean when you think of spring break, like what is the images that come to your head? Fucking drinking, drugs, bitches showing their titties, fucking a lot of crazy shit going on.
Beer bongs, fucking
like
shotguns,
a lot of alcohol and a lot of drugs and a lot of sex. I mean,
going back to our crazy stories,
you just can't
high school time.
You can, but like
you just.
I just feel like it's a different approach when you're 32. It's a different. You going
like you shouldn't be going to get like fucked ass.
Nothing can defeat you.
Yeah, I just feel like if you're going for spring break specifically, like if you're 32 years old, even at our current age, 25, 26, 27, if you're going somewhere specifically just to get fucked up, you got to reevaluate yourself.
Well.
We did that in October.
We went to Miami.
Not specifically to get fucked up.
I mean,
that wasn't my goal to fucking go there to specifically get just trashed.
Jacob.
What you looking to the side for?
Because you got fucked up, Jacob. Jacob, you got fucked up.
We drank all day and night. The whole time we were
coming from someone. I'm not the one. Hey, I'm not gonna say who did it in this group of 3 here. I'm not the one who threw up though.
I threw up, but I mixed. You're like, I was drinking sangria and then took like 3 shots of Hennessy.
I took like 17 shots.
But since we were 20, you were 25 at that point. So yeah, eat your own words.
This man,
it was fresh in 25.
Stop trying to take the high road right now. Yeah, just fucking speak.
I'm changing my life, damn it.
Speak your truth.
My truth is, I'm trying to progress.
The truth that you could be trying to progress, but still understand what's going on right now.
What I'm trying to say is, you going out and doing these things, I feel like that doesn't make you a shitty person or irresponsible. If you're shitty and irresponsible, your whole entire life is like that. You don't have anything together. Spring break is just a plus. Then you just really look stupid.
I guess, but I'm just saying I don't feel like looking specifically towards one situation as like I'm gonna go get like if it's just a random day, sure. But if it's like spring break, like you're planning, oh, this is when all the young people are out, I'm gonna just go get fucked up with all of them. Then I feel like it's different. Because for instance, at spring break with this dude, he's 32 years old. Majority of the people there probably in their early 20s.
Right, but what I'm saying is, what does the rest of his life look like?
He is
an established person that has a career, a bunch of shit going for him, and he so happens to want to go out on spring break and be shitty for a few days.
But it's just the crowd you're wanting to be around. That's my thing.
I mean, like
I don't mind getting fucked up with my boys. Y'all are my brothers.
See, but I get what you're saying though. Like, I mean, back to your point though, is like keep your youth. There's different people that try to keep their youth in different ways, and that's one way. Right. You're a 32-year-old man, fucking. I mean,
who knows? He could be single. He could be rich.
And again, like she just told me like literally just exactly what I told you. 32-year-old man, fucking down in spring break, got busted for cocaine. That's pretty much it. I don't know anything about this guy, so I was just kind of using it as an example. But like you said, back to your point, looking for your youth. Some people like at 32, right. I could see how that could be kind of like a weird time in your life. You're not quite old enough, but you're not quite young enough to be doing certain things and shit like that. You're kind of in a middle ground.
Happy medium.
Exactly, right? But like some people will get lost in that shit and be like, have kind of like some type of identity crisis.
Sure.
They need to go find their youth. Fuck spring break. Let's go get some fucking coke and get fucked up.
Still young though. Like,
yeah, I mean, again, like
36 and up is when you need to start questioning.
My sister Rachel, I mean, she's been on here. She's 30, and I fuck with her. Tell her that she's getting old because she's my sister, and that's what I'm supposed to do. But like in like reality of things, like in the like big picture of life, like human life, she is fairly young. Like if she were to go tomorrow, like people would say she died young. So Correct. It's like.
Lord forbid.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, that's my sister. Like, of course, but
we all love you.
But like, different people, just have different mindsets on things and view, age, especially, when you get into your 30s, they see it as a milestone. I'm getting old. I have to be more responsible. I'm an adult now. I'm not in my 20s because people look at their 20s as like, oh, well, you could do what you want. Like, take that time to party and fuck off and fucking, live your life and shit.
Figure yourself out.
Exactly. And then people look at their 30s as like, all right, well, I had my 20s to fuck off. Now I need to, get my shit together, be responsible, this, that, whatever. Right. And people can go through some type of identity crisis or something.
What about the person who had everything together in their 20s? They focused in their 20s. They didn't do any of that shit. Mm-hmm. Now in their 30s, they're Correct. Set up, they're established. Now they're getting that out of their system.
Then you need to fucking do it in a better way so you don't get busted for coke. If you wanted,
that's where his fuck up
exactly.
Is.
If you're established at that point,
recreational drug use and not getting caught.
There you go.
Recreational drug use and getting caught are two different things.
There you go. Like if you're already established, you should have the fucking funds and the fucking the facilities to do what you got to do and not get busted for it.
Charlie Murphy.
But if you're saving
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
The last of your money and like that's all you want to do, exactly. That's your goal for the year, then yeah, your priorities are fucked up.
Yeah.
And at that age, it's not acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
Early 20s, if that's what you're chasing and you don't have everything in order, like yeah, you're fucking up, but you're a 20-year-old. You get kind of. You got
time to recover, and the stigma on that is that you're young. You don't
have the mature mentality.
Exactly. So people will give you a pass on that shit.
Correct.
But again, a lot of it is just how you personally look at things and your perception on age and fucking partying and this and that and shit like that.
I'm just dissecting because I feel like it's easy to look at a 32-year-old, 33-year-old person going out on spring break getting fucked up as a bad thing because of the age that they're at.
Exactly. And
but if you look further into their life and what they really have going on, they could just be taking time off to enjoy themselves.
Yeah. And it comes down to all situational.
Their life is in order. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So. Every story, there's two sides to every story.
3 sides.
That's true.
Your side, my side, and the truth.
Correct. But I'm just saying, it's all.
Somebody's telling the truth. I never understood that.
It's still
the thing because with that, like
your truth,
more like, and I'm just on the little side, like just when you tell a story, for the most part, you kind of remember the story for what it is, and you'll get if you ask two people for the same story, you'll get most of the same things, but there's gonna be times where it's like two people tell the same story, but like in this part of the story, this person kind of it went off this way a little bit, and in this person's story, the story kind of went off this way.
I didn't perceive it like that. Well, I did.
Exactly.
I mean, you remember the game? What was the game called? I want to say microphone, but I don't.
Telephone.
Telephone.
He's
That's
like,
what it's
what was
called.
the game?
Okay. I was just making
Story
sure.
change.
So yeah, where it's like one person could say the same fucking thing, but the story changes a
Yeah.
little bit person to person, and shit like that. But anyways, getting back to the original topic, spring break stories. I feel like high school was like the peak of that because that was the first time we were experiencing like a real spring break.
The streets are a fucking intoxicating thing at that age.
Yes.
The streets are intoxicating at any
You
age.
said at
true.
a young age it was the first time experiencing stuff.
Correct.
Like that.
And like when you're in high school, you know, for example, I'll go all the way back to fucking sophomore spring break. That was like the first time we were like really drinking, you know. We're all fucking kids.
I mean, yeah.
Shout out to Keegs.
You finish your story? Because I was a late bloomer. I got one for you.
Shit. I mean, well, when it comes to drinking,
I know
and
senior
getting
year
fucked
for
up
you,
on
that
spring
was
break.
the fucking.
Spring break was.
Apex.
I should have stayed with you guys, but I ended up leaving for.
I left with you. I came.
And then you
back.
went back.
I tried to convince
Yeah.
you to come with me. You're like,
But I
"Nah."
had a ting.
Did you? Oh, you had that.
I was.
Oh, that's true. But she was there.
No, she wasn't.
Yes, she was.
Who?
That
Do you
thing?
see this? They're talking in code here.
Oh wow! I thought it was
No, because that's when me and her started linking up again. That was the end of senior year. We had a little layoff for a couple years, and then we started linking up again.
You already canceled the other thing.
Yeah.
The senior year thing.
Yeah, I
Okay,
canceled that before winter break.
Okay.
Right before because I was trying to break up with her and she wouldn't let me, and that's when we were in front of my house and I just told her like, that's it, I'm done, and you had to go out and fucking talk to her for an hour because she was crying and she would not take no for an answer.
I hope you don't watch the podcast.
Hey, if she watches it, fuck it.
Everyone knows.
But like that
always a
shit was
shoulder
fucking
to
like
cry on.
literally like 3 days before.
Mr. Sensitive over here.
You know how like on winter break,
Wrong.
before winter break, we would have the half days for
Understanding.
the exams and shit like that.
Yeah.
Well, for those 3 days, like it was a Monday, and I told her like I can't do this. You like me more than I like you. Blah blah blah. This and that. She decided to tell me that
So
she loved
off topic.
me right there, like right on that fucking. I'm like, all right, well, why would you say that now? It's a little too late for that. So then it went into Tuesday. We were talking about it some more. I'm just like not feeling it. Like you deserve more. I don't like you as much. You need somebody who's gonna like you as much as you like me. Blah blah blah. This and that. And then finally the third day, I'm like, all right, that's it. No more. And then
I'm done with this shit.
Or fucking Jordan had to go mend the wounds.
I know the whole story, so it's just funny.
In other words. But yes, senior year, everybody went down. Me, you, Dylan, and Chris Acolillo had a room together.
Mm-hmm.
You, Keegan, and like 17 other fucking people had a room together. Then there was
I had my
Trevor,
bed.
Dalton,
I
Shane,
don't really
and
care.
a bunch of other people in another room. Maddie Smith.
I think it was
Holly,
me,
a bunch
Keegs,
of
Amber.
people. We all were all on the same floor, and it was like a good 7 rooms.
5 rooms, like
5 rooms.
separating us, like between like whatever.
And some of them were back to back.
Yeah,
You could literally jump over the little
I
balcony,
did.
the other balcony.
Yeah, that's the dumb shit that happens on spring break, and I'm glad no one got injured.
I mean, they
because-
were attached.
They were.
There's just a
attached.
little wall.
I know, but I'm just
But a
saying.
little move to the right, a
would
little
be
move to the
jumping.
left. You're fucked.
I mean, no, they had the little gap in between them.
No,
though.
some of them were.
Some of them
touching.
had just like a wall separating them.
Yeah. You wanted to scale buildings, and you actually
Yeah,
jumped the
that's
gaps.
correct. That was me. That's what I
didn't
do.
do any
I
of that.
jump gaps and shit.
I
and
jumped the ones that were connected.
No, like I've scaled. Yeah.
But either way, we went down, and we were just
Drinking,
there.
man.
We were
It's
there
crazy.
Monday,
It's
Tuesday,
Wednesday.
and Wednesday we
Mhm.
left.
Mhm.
Right. So Monday was cool. It was kind of rainy and shit like that. So we really were just in the rooms, bullshit,
Getting
drinking,
fucked up
getting fucked up. And then
Yeah, we did.
every day.
Keegan passed out that night, and I stole his shit. That was funny. And then
You got 2 turns too
kicks.
early.
yeah. And then the second night is
We should have Keegs on. That'd be
the
fun.
second night is the night that we went to Razzles. First time I ever went to a club.
Never went to Razzles.
Me either.
First time I ever went to a club was that night. And we went and I fell in love with fucking Razzles. And I didn't want to leave to the point that we all walked out to get into a cab. And I was like, no, I want to go back. And I ran back into Razzles and everybody got in the cab and left me. And I was in Razzles for like 5 to 10 minutes. I'm like, holy shit, where's everybody at? And went back out and they had left. I'm running down A1A like, where are my friends? And fucking jogging down
Like
A1A.
fucking kid.
And I
You're a
forgot who
kid.
called me or I called somebody. And Trevor actually came and picked me up. Trevor was like in a car or something like that. Trevor and a few other people. And Trevor was so worried. I remember that shit when he picked me up. He's like, Jordan, you can't be doing this. Because something could have happened to you. I was gone. I was like, I'm fine. I just got to piss. Let
Damn,
me piss.
fucking.
I got back to the room, ate a bowl of Cocoa Puffs, and passed out. That shit was lit.
Well, telling all
That
these
shit was
stories.
lit.
And then the next morning, I was sick as a dog.
Yeah.
The whole ride back, I
I
was
bet.
throwing up.
We used to fucking move different back then. Shit.
I was throwing
We used
up.
to fucking move.
And
That's
I
the
couldn't-
crazy thing.
I couldn't get enough, so I went back
That's when like
the next day.
I mean, granted, I'm built different, but that's when like it showed
I got
that I
stories
am
on it.
built different,
Whatever.
bro. I'm gonna go back to the first spring break experience I
Well, we need
remember
to rebuild you if that's the case.
is going to the beach with Keegs with those shitty ass bottles of vodka his sister used to buy us.
Pinnacle.
Nah, it wasn't Pinnacle.
fucking sucked.
It wasn't
Yeah,
Pinnacle.
but I mean,
it was worse.
I mean, you fucking 17, 18, 19
We were like
years old. Who gives a
16,
shit?
bro.
Who
We were
gives a
like
shit?
16. We were young as shit. Exactly. Who gave a fuck?
It was
The thing
alcohol,
is-
and we had alcohol.
Correct.
It was
The
fucking
thing
cool.
is, we shouldn't have been drinking like
First
that.
time I ever got
I took
really drunk
17 I took
was-
like 17 shots.
was with Keegan on spring break freshman year, and they thought I died. Him and Nathan literally thought I died. It was at my dad's house. My dad went out of
God.
town. Sorry, Dad, if you're listening to this. He went out of town. I told my mom I was spending the night at Nathan's, but really, they were spending the night at my house because my dad was out of town. And we stole. Nathan's dad always had liquor on deck. Double Black, Johnny Walker,
My shit.
and
The good stuff.
he had some vodka too.
You know, me, Matt, and Brandon would do that shit too.
And Nathan took some of the Double Black, Johnny Walker, which is whiskey, and then he also took some vodka. He put them in Zephyr Hills bottles, and I drank almost a whole entire Zephyr Hills bottle of vodka. And then my dad had some vodka in the top cabinet, and I just started drinking that shit too. I got belligerently drunk in a 25-minute time span. I just started running around the fucking house for another 10 minutes and then just passed out drunk for hours. Then I just started throwing up.
That's the crazy
I
thing.
started throwing up fucking Chinese food that I had ate before.
Because we're kids.
That's why I can't
you
eat
don't
shrimp
know.
fried rice to this day because of that experience. Just throwing that shit up, unconscious.
Yeah.
And then I just woke up at like 4:35 in the morning. And before I had got belligerently drunk, I invited some girl over. And she showed up. And I was belligerently drunk. And when I woke up, she was there. I'm not going to tell you what happened, but she was there. And I was like, holy shit, she's here. And yeah.
Oh,
Some
God.
things happened, and I passed out again. And I woke up with the worst headache in the world. And then get this, the next day, me and Jacob became best friends.
Boom.
You know why? Because the next day was Selena's birthday party.
Party, 15.
Quince.
That's when
So
me
that
and-
story that Jacob always tells about us, like where we really, really hit it off, was
'Cause
that
we had
day.
met each other before,
We
but
knew
like
each other, yeah.
Yeah.
Jordan met me, he probably was like, "Fuck this guy," and I said the same thing. I met Jordan, I was like, "All
I
right,
did not
cool."
say that, but it, interesting.
I don't know. I'm just,
Thanks
You
for
know.
telling me.
you know, that's just how I feel. Like sometimes people think
I was
like
like that with
before-
everybody. I was
before-
very standoffish.
Yeah,
I'm
before
still
people,
kinda
you know, before people
standoffish.
really get that connection,
Yeah.
you kind of are always standoffish,
Yeah.
you know. Like the first, for instance, Eric thought I hated him for some reason,
And I didn't think you hated me. I just think you didn't really fuck with me. I didn't think you
and
liked me.
I had nothing against you. I was just like,
At
cool.
that quinceañera though, but we both got there and we're like,
It was because me and Jordan were the only two guys that like actually had met each other before. Like,
yeah.
I only knew Jordan, and Jordan only knew me. It was like,
He
so
was there with two girls. I was there with one.
Boom.
The Cuban sensation. I call him that for a reason.
Damn. The
I
first
wish we
time,
could go into
the first
details
time
of that
I really
nickname.
got drunk was
Huh?
at Ave
Wish we
Maria.
could go into the details of that nickname. Yes.
we'll go into the details one day.
Story time, episode 100. The deets,
I gotta
the
be
dirty.
careful.
Episode
deets.
100 is gonna be a fuck.
It is. It's gonna be fun though.
It's gonna
I
be
think
a
I'm gonna get
5-hour
belligerent.
fucking episode.
Yeah, it is.
Jesus Christ.
That episode will at least be 2 hours long. Stay tuned.
Anyways, so that's my spring break experience, and I had a good time.
Spring break.
We went to Razzles a second time too, because I came back that Thursday, and we went to Razzles that
still didn't
Thursday
go.
night.
I didn't go.
And the Thursday night, Razzles was on fire. Everybody was there that night, like
Not me.
all the rooms. Preston and his whole squad, all the cheerleaders, all of us. Jacob wasn't there.
Nope.
Jacob had left already. I think.
I'm never. Well, actually,
Or
what's
were you
funny
still
is
there?
I did go to Razzles. I have been to Razzles once in my entire life,
With Matt
but that
Wood.
was with Matt Wood. That was years after
Kentucky.
when we lived in the when we lived in the apartment. We went to Daytona.
Kentucky.
We went to Daytona, random as fuck.
Oh shit! The
Okay.
fucking,
You
That
should
shit's
know.
fun.
the
I
finger
know.
lock of death.
Yeah, I get it.
He knows too. All right.
I thought that started before Kentucky.
No.
That started with Kentucky.
Yes. You definitely were ranting
Bro.
and raving about
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one.
Yikes!
That was back when you were just fucking getting your first taste of the life.
Yeah. Yeah.
The-
That's true.
Damn, Jacob, I've seen you grow up.
Oh man,
I
I
feel
can
like a
see the
proud
streets
parent.
are calling. The streets are
I
calling
feel like
today.
a
Is
fucking proud
crawling.
parent. Look at you. When I met you, you weren't shit. Now
We
look at
raised
ya.
you.
Y'all didn't raise shit.
You hate to hear it, but we did.
Y'all didn't raise shit.
I've been in your ear
Oh,
forever. I've
shit.
been in your ear.
He
for
has been
years.
putting that fucking battery in
Are
your
you
back
serious? If
forever.
anybody's
no,
been in
Eric's
your
more, Eric. Jordan, I love you though. Eric's my fucking
Jesus Christ.
Jesus. Jordan's been my number one hype man for like forever.
Ever.
Eric's my brother too though. That's
Even when
why
you were.
I balance it out.
Even
I'll
when
bring
you
you
weren't
back down to
performing,
earth.
when you weren't performing, I was still in the corner like, yeah, Jacob's on the motherfucking mic. Not even rapping.
yeah, no. Jordan's been my hype man.
fuck.
Man, 100 grand right here.
Where we at? Oh, shit. Well,
Yes, sir.
spring break. Yeah, I mean, if you're fucking old, get your shit together. Have fun, but
If you're old and your shit is not together, relax.
yeah.
If you're
We took
old
this-
and your shit is together, and
we
you
took
wanna
this
go
in
on
a lot of
spring
separate
break
ways.
Just don't get fucking caught.
and have a little fun
Yeah,
and do recreational
we jumped
drugs.
all over the place with this one. We
always
got a
do.
little into our memories and it became real fun real quick.
Fuck. But to go from spring break to fucking grind season, fucking talk
it.
about opposite ends of the spectrum.
Oh yeah, that is the
Get
next
it.
topic.
Because-
So
I
instead
mean-
of partying, we're gonna.
But like
we're
this is
gonna get
around
back.
that time because it's about to be summertime. People are in the gym trying to get cut up, trying to fucking get their
That's
fucking
true.
bills right, so then they can fucking splurge and get their shit on during the summer.
This is true.
Right there, except for the gym part.
Man, I mean, I'm about to. I mean, starting Wednesday? Wednesday's my last day of
the life.
not being sober until I'm sober for 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, I've been on that wave.
Yeah, so I mean,
sober wave.
I've been kind of eating a little bit better as far as
Except
like
the past
shit,
3 episodes.
shit that I want to eat, fucking drinking a little bit more, smoking
Today's my
a little
first
bit
day
more,
off.
but
I'm like a month and some change. I feel like.
fuck, it's about
honestly.
that grind. I mean, we were just talking about. I mean, the fucking what was it? Was it last episode? We were talking about like there was a period where I was working like 4 or 5 jobs. Sometimes you go through
Yeah.
months where you gotta fucking
You were
when
when?
I was on. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna announce it. For
Oh,
everyone to know.
were you really?
Yeah, bro.
Don't do it.
So it
Don't
was.
do it.
All right,
Look,
I
look.
won't say it.
Casey's.
It was so my main job was working with Joe. My stepdad has a roofing company, so I was working with him mostly. Casey's was right there, like I was getting the same amount of hours. Usually Thursdays and Fridays, I would work with Matt
Oh yeah.
for landscaping. I worked for an event company that's set up and tear down and help with the serving drinks, passing out hors d'oeuvres, shit like that.
When'd you do this?
Like catering.
I was gone for all of this. so I
And
don't
then for like
You know,
a
he was
month,
grinding for sure.
for a month, every Saturday I worked for a guy who has his own tuxedo shop. So I was
Oh,
pretty
I
much
remember
just
that.
like I was a host. So he would just dress me up, and he had me like fucking fitted for nice ass suits and shit like that. So I'd show up to his shop, his little store, and just kind of when people would walk in for appointments for either looking for dresses or people coming in to get tuxedos for weddings and shit like that, I'd ask them how they're doing, just pretty much talk to them looking fly as shit.
It would kind of be around like prom season too, though.
Yeah. Well, when I did this, it was September, October,
Oh,
November
okay.
time.
For homecoming.
Yeah, homecoming, a lot of weddings and shit like that. But yeah, I mean, there's
Wedding
times.
season.
Yeah, there's times where just like
Summer
Jordan's
is
coming
wedding
off of. I mean, and I can vouch because I live with him, and there would go 2-3 days where I would barely even see him. So it's like, there's just some times where you gotta fucking just put all the bullshit aside and fucking get your shit together, get your shit right, whatever it's mentally, financially, physically, whatever the fuck it is, and fucking do the damn thing. But the beautiful thing about it is that it shows a lot about yourself and your character and your
And
grind
your
and perseverance and resilience and qualities that, like me personally, that I feel like they're qualities that a lot of people want to talk about and say that they have, but really comes out to it like it's people just talking shit just to
Right.
make themselves look good.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm gonna take that as a compliment.
For sure,
You should.
for sure.
Plus,
You should.
those qualities, for instance, hold more value
Correct.
to me than other things. Like people can say it, but once I see someone actually going through it, or once I've seen somebody do it, and like, for instance, like I've worked that same scenario where I worked over a month straight. I didn't have a single day off.
That shit fucking sucks.
It did Sunday to Sunday every fucking week for like 5.5 weeks straight.
Yeah.
No days off. And it was just, I mean, I was in Washington. I didn't really know anybody. It had to be done. Like, I mean, no one else was going to do the work I was doing. So had to be done. But you know a lot. You grow a lot by doing that. You learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot about other people. And you're like, all right, I really can do this. Like, if it came down to
I've
it.
taken advantage of this time, and I feel like it's paying dividends for me. So I mean, I'm happy that I took advantage of the time. because I kind of had to sit down from doing extracurriculars. So I was like, you know what, I might as well just push everything as hard as I can push everything and take advantage of the time that I have, and that's what I've been trying to do. So
and for me, like I said, like
you're doing the damn thing.
The resilience part of it, because I mean that shit gets fucking will fucking wear on you. Not even just because the physical shit, whatever, like you go to sleep, rest up, you're good. Fucking the mental part is the part. That's the hardest part to fucking toughness. Deal with it, because
to wake yourself up, to motivate yourself to keep doing it.
And what I'm doing is all contingent on me. Like I'm the only person that's like, hey, you have to be up at this time. Yeah. Hey, you need to stop at this time.
Like you said yesterday, your boss is an asshole.
Yeah, I'm a real dickhead, and I've been like super hard on myself about it. But like,
that shit was hilarious though.
I have a lot of motivators because I'm trying to save up for certain things. So like, you know, in order to achieve those things, I have to work hard. You know what I'm saying? And I also have a lot of peers around me who work hard as well. So that makes me want to go even harder. Ryan, you guys. So it's like, you know, I see that and I'm like, well, shit, I have no excuse not to go hard. So
what? No, I mean,
just like
true,
just look at you like
you've been going hard. You worked 7 days last week. It made me proud.
7. No, there was shit. In this past month, there was
You made me very proud. You also did something else that made me proud too. But we'll leave that off camera.
Yeah, that was good. That was good too.
Pimp move. Your pimp game is strong. You got pimp pedigree.
Backhand. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
That was just a joke. Everyone calm down. But yeah, no, I put in, for instance, this month it was grinding for sure. I put in a good 2.5 weeks with no days off.
Yeah, luckily I don't have to do that anymore.
That's the thing. I mean, none of us technically have to do it though. This was kind of, Jordan didn't have to do it. It was just him willing to
exactly. And I was just about to say that. It's like, you don't have to fucking like, you don't have to do anything.
You don't have to change.
Yeah, you don't have to.
You can stay the same.
Yeah, but if you're trying to fucking level up and progress in your life, there's certain moments and they will present themselves and you will know.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, I'm gonna use it for, like, you probably knew that there's a moment coming up where I can either, you know, take this road or take that road. Mm-hmm. I could take the easy road or I could take the fucking what I need to do and it's gonna be hard, but I'm gonna come out better on the other end.
Right.
You went the bumpy trail.
And fucking we've all had those situations, and luckily for us, we've taken the one that's like, fuck, it's gonna be a little bit harder, but I know when I come out on the other end, that shit's gonna, you know, I'm gonna be ahead 2, 3, 4 steps.
This is true, but you know damn well, I'm gonna talk to you specifically 'cause I've done it myself. You and me both know we've hit that fork in the road. There was this path, and there was this path. We chose the wrong path.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Nobody's made every right decision ever. But the thing is that
wrong turn.
We're able to backtrack and fucking get back on the fucking right path.
We bust that Yui after totaling our car. Well, we walk back
to that point, like right around the same time, because this happened when I was in Atlanta. Like that fork road was provided for me, and I was tested, and I didn't take it. And I very easily could have got right back into that situation if I wanted to, but I was like, you know what, this is not going to be productive for me. I have good people around me who I conversate with who confirm that that's not the best route for me to take right now. And I didn't take it. And then I also seized the time that I have for myself to put myself ahead as well. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it all happened at the same time. Yeah. And I feel like it happened at the same time for a reason. Like,
and I'm not going to lie, I'm very proud of you for doing so because, for instance, we've all been through basically the same situation. Right. And you chose to actually listen. Rather than, for instance, I've listened, Eric's listened, but we were like, fuck it, we'll still.
So you didn't listen.
Correct. No, it's hearing it, but not comprehending what we should do. Right. Like, we know what we should do, but we still willingly give that person a chance or do this or do that we shouldn't be doing.
Giving into your temptations, which is easier to do.
Temptations in a sense, but also like.
Temptations for sure.
It is
it is temptation, but I feel like it also is us giving the benefit of the doubt. When you shouldn't. There is certain times where like you just know you shouldn't give that person.
The part,
but exactly, that's what a temptation is.
All the bad shit that comes
like,
with it.
Exactly, like so like say, you know, you're on a diet and you see a piece of cake there. You know the piece of you see the piece of cake, you know you're on a diet. It's not good for you because you're on your diet. It's gonna take you off the path. But it's like then the temptation is like, fuck, I know this cake is bad, but fuck, I want to eat that fucking cake.
Right.
Fuck it. By summer I'm having a 6-pack.
Yeah. You don't think I wanted to?
Summer's like a month away.
Summer is here, bro. It's hot as fuck.
You don't think I wanted to eat the cake?
Shit, we all want to eat
I
the
love
cake.
cake.
I
I wanted to eat
cake.
the cake.
I
I'm
love
not
it.
gonna lie, but I didn't eat the cake. And the cake wanted me to eat it.
Boom.
The cake was sending me messages.
It was calling. Yeah, it was calling
That's
out to
funny.
me.
Yeah,
That's
The
funny.
the cake
Yeah.
was calling me all hours of the motherfucking night. Like
That is funny.
Get me.
I mean that's part of the grind though too. Fucking not
Mhm.
giving into those temptations. Also,
That
fucking
is.
reflecting. Like people are like
Well, it's all about a
when
mindset.
people say grind, people think it's like fucking on go 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean, you want to be on go when you're on the grind and you're trying to get something done. But also part of it is like being able to process everything that's going on and like
Not letting it deter you.
exactly not let it consume you to the point where it's like
Right.
you're doing something productive in an unproductive way.
Right.
You got to be able to fucking take a step back every once in a while and fucking understand where you're at, your progression that you've made, how close are you to your goal, all those little things to really keep yourself to really like be on a fucking get to where you want to go in a good productive way.
Right. And I'm not done yet.
None of us are. Shit.
I'm not
None of
done
us
yet,
are.
for sure. So
We're yeah.
But yeah, Jordan's definitely been on his shit. You got to give him that.
Yes,
Got to give him that.
I give Jordan all the credit, and he worked a couple days with me. Besides grinding on his own,
and then would go out and grind on my own too.
fucked him up a couple days with me. But hey, I
Yeah.
appreciate him for doing it.
For sure. I had to show your ass. You tried to show me, and you did, but I had to show you back. Because what you do is tough, and sometimes I'm hard on you as far as like, I feel like
He gained a little he gained a little more understanding.
I
though.
always had
after
an
I put him through
understanding
I
of what you
drugged
do.
Jordan through the mud. And he got a little more understanding.
I've always had an understanding of what you do, but I think I kind of
You slighted it for sure.
I don't slight what you do. I just slight how it's like.
No, he just knows me so well. He doesn't really see me in that aspect.
That's what it is.
So then,
honestly.
like when I had to show him that aspect,
Perception.
Yeah.
correct.
Perception.
I see
He
him
knows
in
me in a
friend jokey
certain.
mode
He knows
all
me in
the
a
time.
certain way all the time. So like when
Yeah.
he sees me in a different mode, he's like, he kind of got taken back by it. I could see it. Like once he was working with me, he was like, "What?"
Fuck, who is this guy?
Like
That's
because
not
for instance,
Jacob.
like I was
He does
telling.
have a lot of responsibilities on
Because
a
I
daily
was,
basis.
because I was, not only doing the work, but I was kind of delegating as
He
well
was.
to tell people, no, like, this is how we're gonna do it. Like we're trying to get this shit done. Like
Yeah.
let's stop with the fuck shit. Y'all do this, we'll do this. And
Yeah, he was delegating. Basically, like what he's pertaining to is the people we were working with wanted to go to lunch. I'm like, oh, we'll just all go to lunch. And Jacob's like, yeah, no. Y'all go to lunch, do what y'all want to do. Just bring us something back. Me and Jordan are gonna stay here, finish it up, because if we don't, we'll never be out of
Yeah.
here on time. Like, we'll never finish the job. And
Yeah.
boy, was he right about that, because we didn't finish the job until almost
correct.
7
We
o'clock.
didn't finish the job till later than I wanted to, anyways.
Right.
And besides that, they took like
2
an
hours.
ungodly lunch, like a normal lunch, 30 minutes, maybe an hour.
Yeah.
They were gone forever.
Hour
So
and some
like,
change, hour and a
so
half,
like,
maybe.
it kind of
That's
got
annoying as
it
fuck.
did get me a
That
little
is
tight.
annoying as
He
But
was
at
tight
the,
about
but
it.
at the same time, I'm like, granted, I'm younger, so I have to show my.
Fuck that though. Listen, fuck that. Like, yeah, you're younger, but shit.
kept
If you're
working.
fucking, if you're a
But-
seasoned vet, if you've been doing this, then you should fucking know what the
I
fuck
get
is
it,
up.
but at the same time, it's not my guys that were working that day. It was my family.
Yeah.
So it's
okay.
like it's one thing.
Alright.
It's one thing if my guys do that shit. I
Alright.
would have fucking lit.
Yeah,
I'd have lit a
That's
fire under
different
someone's
then.
ass.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Nah, Jordan didn't get to see that, but like if it was my guys that did that, oh, someone's getting cussed the fuck out.
Yeah, that's
but no, it's
different.
my family. So
Alright,
of course,
that's different.
so of
then.
course I'm
I
gonna
thought
let
it was
them
just
get a
some
little
fucking-
rest. Get a little leeway.
And you know who it is too.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You would be almost wrong not to be
Correct.
Like, all right, let
It
them
would
do what they
have
need to
definitely
do.
been wrong if I would have said something to them, because they needed the rest. But if it was my guys, oh no, oh no, they would have gotten cussed the fuck out because they know better. Like it doesn't matter. My average age of employee, for instance, probably like 45. I'd say like if I had to average out like my employees and shit, maybe not that high. Maybe it got down to 40 since I hired a couple of youngsters.
Yeah, but he put my ass to work. That's for damn sure.
But yeah, Jordan had to work hard.
And I was there. I was there before he even arrived, and I took pride.
Well, I was up the whole day, but
I took pride. in that.
Jordan's funny. Jordan was fucking not answering my call, making me think like, oh, he's not gonna show up. And
I
then
would
he
sit
was,
downstairs with his dad the
oh,
whole time.
all right, not the whole time. He had just got there. Calm down. I had
By
hit
the
this,
second or third call, I was already there.
correct by the second or third keyword.
When you called me the first time, I was already on the road, and I'm like, this motherfucker thinks I'm not coming.
Yeah, because I was already dressed
I
and
put
chilling.
that
I
bitch
was
in
like,
hyperdrive just to get there at fucking 6:45.
it's Good. I appreciated him though.
Sit there with his dad. Just so I could talk my shit and be like, as soon as I came into the office, I'm like, you remember this, Israel. Every time you ask me to work, I'm here before Jacob even comes down.
Boom.
Every time I beat him, he just started chuckling. And then Jacob FaceTimed me, and I finally answered it. I'm like, you're late. He's like, I'm just making sure you're here. And then as soon as I'm about to hang up, Israel's like, he needs to fucking be down here.
I come down when I want.
Fucking put it in
And
the
the same
shame.
shit that Jacob does to us, well, be done. Same thing he does to his fucking dad when his dad's like, Jacob, where the fuck
I
have
hate
you
when
been?
you do that
Yeah,
shit.
I know you do.
I fucking hate when you do that shit.
Hey, fuck it.
Fuck.
I'm my own person. Like that's one thing.
We
People,
all are our own people.
That's one thing though that I love about myself. People can get mad as fuck at me. It does not faze me.
How often do people really get mad as
It's
fuck
rare.
at you, though?
It is rare, but
Like it's more.
That
I
is-
feel like
it is comical
It's
to me.
more of a annoyed more than
Correct,
mad.
but
It's more of just like fuck Jacob. What
I
the
get
fuck?
it. I get it. But it's more comical to me than anything. Like you guys gotta understand. Like I find life sucks regardless. You gotta kind of
Life
go
sucks
through.
and then you die. Guess who told me that?
Bow.
Me
Jay-Z.
mother. Me mother.
Oh. Does Jay-Z not say that? Life's a bitch and then you die?
Well,
Yeah.
there you go.
Mom fucking set me up for the fucking real world.
That's
That holds
true.
a little bit more weight than Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Correct. Way more weight.
Jay's a god, though,
No, he's not.
in my world.
He's. It's a world I don't live in.
Boom.
All right, we're not going to do that. That'll be the whole
Anyways.
episode.
Only one God here. He ain't it. But-
It's me, bitch.
He's a king, for sure.
What's a king to a god?
No.
What's a god to a non-believer who don't believe in
Right.
This
anything?
is literally the second
Those
day.
kings are
Second day. These exact bars have came up in the conversation with us.
Real life.
But anyways, don't even know what I was trying to say.
Jay-Z's on
Oh,
that song, by the
I know
way.
what I was trying to say.
He is.
Anyways, when
So
people
is
get
Kanye.
mad, when
No
people
church
get
in the
mad or
wild.
annoyed, I just kind of laugh at it and I'm like,
I feel like we all are like that though. When we come together, it's a little different because we all have similar personalities, and I feel like where we play a similar role to our families and our friends outside of this friend
That is a
group.
good point.
So then when we come together, it's a little different because we can't all play the same fucking role because then it's like
That's true.
it's the fucking Spider-Man meme. We're all fucking
Yeah,
pointing at each other and
true.
shit.
Yeah.
So then we kind of when we come together, it's a little bit it's a little bit more like we all do
That's a
like
really
to
good
joke
point.
around and we all like to fuck around. But
I feel like
when
we're-
I come with you, when I'm together with you guys, I'm more of the adult.
sometimes.
And in
It's
my
not
in my
always.
normal like okay, so how about podcast stuff then? Is that better?
That's fine.
All
I'll
right.
give you that one.
But like in my normal life, I'm usually the childish one. I'm usually the one keeping it fucking light, keeping shit fucking, keeping shit going. That's how my family views me.
Right.
So it's like, when it comes to certain things with you guys, I'm not always the fucking,
The joke stuff.
exactly. Sometimes I gotta fucking bring it back down to earth a little bit. But it's just because we all are, like I said, personality wise, we're all similar. But
Well, that's the thing that's funny that you said the Spider-Man pointing, because I feel like on any given day we all kind of not change, but we all kind of will show a different side of ourselves because that's what we need to do that
Exactly,
day. So, for
exactly.
instance, sometimes you are the most childish one, but sometimes you are the adult.
Mhm.
Vice versa. I'm usually the most childish one, but sometimes I'll be the adult.
Yeah.
And I'll have to bring y'all together, for
Mhm.
instance. Or like sometimes Jordan will have to hold it down and be like, nah, like, listen, come on, we're doing this, we're doing this,
Yeah.
we're doing this. So I
That's
feel
the
like
beautiful thing
Nobody
about it.
fucking
Though.
listens to me.
we listen. Nah, we've listened to Jordan. Don't let him fool you. He's put a lot of good shit
Not
on the
without
table.
gripe. Nah, we all give each other like some
We
type
we
of
have
pushback.
yeah, correct. It's some sort of pushback because we're
We're
basically
our
all
own
the
men.
same.
We're all our
Yeah,
own men.
Correct.
And that's what it is at the end of the day. We all respect what we're saying, but like
We got to get our point across.
we got to get our point across, and like we have to let you know that like I'm gonna do what you say, but it's not because
But
It's
you're
because
saying
I,
it.
it's 'cause
well,
I
it's
want
not
to.
because you're
because I
saying
want to.
correct. It's not
I
because
think
you're
it makes
saying
sense,
it, and I'm
kind
gonna
of.
do it in my own way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the thing that kind of like irks us all because like Eric will tell me something and I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it in my way, and it's not the
Yeah.
way he wanted me to do it, so
You're
it'll
gonna
piss
mock
him
him
off.
first, and then do it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'll always. Yeah, for sure.
Eric's gonna ask a bunch of questions. He'll do it, but he's gonna ask a bunch of questions of
Like
why.
why?
Yeah.
Like why are you
Why is
making me?
Why is it?
this?
Well,
And I'm
should
like,
we
just
do it
fucking
this
do it,
way?
man.
Or
Just fucking do
He
it.
gives me some type of push, and vice versa. I do the same thing with him.
But I mean, I've been watching a lot of. Shout out to Hunter. He sent me. I didn't know he double majored. That's my sister's boyfriend. He double majored, and one of his majors was
I
philosophy.
haven't met you, Hunter, but I've heard much
And
about you.
so like I've just like I asked him once I found that out. I'm like, well, fuck, can you like send me some type of like books or
psychology
like
books?
crash course shit that I can? He sent me like 3 different links, some videos on YouTube, and I've been watching it. But like, I mean, that's I feel like any great like thinker or someone like that, like, ask questions, even if you know that
Correct.
that is the logical answer, and like it is like, this is a fucking cup, this is a fucking can, like, is it a cup though? Like,
Correct.
just to kind of like, just to,
it's a better
reassure.
understanding.
And plus, that's how my mom and Joe will always fucking get on me about this shit. But it's like, that's how you guys, well, especially my mom, that's how you raised me, to fucking always question shit. So then when I ask questions,
it's a better understanding.
Exactly. Like, they get mad at me sometimes. Like, you fucking taught me that. You told me that.
Sometimes it comes from a place of pride because you know the answer to the question already. And you're just asking it because...
Well, we
You
do
might
that.
not
We,
like how it's
we
made.
do that.
The ego takes over sometimes.
Correct. We do that in different ways, though. Like, sometimes
there are logical parts to it.
We know the answer, but sometimes we'll test people. And it's also the way the answer is given.
Or the question is given?
The question or the answer. Like, for example, we can ask a question, like, knowing the answer, in a way this person answers the question versus the way we wanted it to be
like,
answered.
as far as, like, tone, fucking, the way they say it.
Same thing about the question. You don't like how the question is being asked.
Correct. We'll take it a certain way. But that's just the thing about people. It's an interesting thing,
it's about how things are presented to you, and your perception of how things are presented.
It's a very interesting thing. So Hunter, for instance, who you said double majored in psychology and shit, that's hella interesting to me because
I'll send you the links. They're really good. I'll watch them periodically because he sent me like 3 or 4 links. Yeah. And like, he was talking to Rachel about it, and he's like, damn, I hope I didn't overload him. But it's like, nah, like, I have all this now to, like, if I have downtime, I have shit to go look at now. So it's like, send me as much as you want at a time, and then I'll digest it as I need to.
Well, some people the presentation,
Rachel, like, hey, tell Hunter to message me.
Some people the presentation is important. Some people don't give a fuck. They just want the message.
Some people presentation, to your point, is the fucking...
I feel like
top of the top.
You're more of a message person. Like, all right, just say it however you need to say it, and I'll dig through that and figure out what you're trying to say.
Exactly.
Me, more, I'm like, okay, how are you trying to present this, and where are you coming from? Yeah, that's important to me.
Well, because and I've said it a billion times. Like, I'm always down to fucking have the dialogue and have the conversation. Just because I know how I am, I'm gonna ask questions regardless. So it's like, I'm down for that. But like you said, like, as long as you're telling me what you're saying, like what you mean, I'll sift through what I need to sift through, and then fucking all right, we understand. Bet, let's go get this shit done, or whatever. We're cool now. Whatever the case may be.
I could be a little of both. I mean, there is certain times where I'll get a question or something presented to me, and I'm like, I don't like that the way it was presented to me. I don't fuck with this. Like, I don't even care what it is. I'm not gonna listen to it.
Check yourself.
Yeah, like you came at me the wrong way. Like, I'm not fucking with it. There's other times where I'm a little more lenient and like it come at me kind of sideways, but I'll take it a second. I'll think about it. I'll be like, all right, I can see where you were trying to come from, but you should have done it this way if you're trying to reach someone like me. And like, I'll kind of show that in my response to it.
But to your point, it also just depends on like the situation.
It all depends on
who you're dealing with, and like what, like if
Correct.
if it's work, I'm gonna approach it a certain way. I am more like, when it comes to work, I'm more just like, don't care how you tell me what we need to get done, we'll get it done, that's it. Like, I don't really care about presentation. When it comes to more like personal relationships, presentation is a little bit more, it holds a little bit more to me because we know each other. Yeah. It's like, you know how I am. Exactly. You know how I am. I know how you are. Like, you know what buttons to push, to, either get me annoyed, make me excited, whatever the fuck it is. So it's like, when it is a little bit more personal, I still don't think presentation is the most important thing, but it does go up in value a little bit more when I have a personal relationship with somebody.
But work-wise, you're in a field where presentation is not the most important thing.
Not at all.
Work-wise, from where I've come from, presentation is the most important thing.
But even like, you've even told stories though of like, and other people that have worked in like hospitals and ER and shit, like some of these doctors are fucking assholes, and like the way they are doing work and the way that they're working is that they just need, hey, I'm doing this, I need to get this done, like, here you go, take this, get the job done right and get it back to me done correctly.
Correct, but it's all politics. A doctor is in a position to say what the fuck he wants because he is a person of power.
Yeah.
When you're not a person of power and you're just a regular employee, you have to say and move and maneuver a certain way to get your message across without offending anybody.
And that's what.
And in a conducive manner.
Yeah.
When you're the one calling the shots, it doesn't fucking
fuck
matter how you say it. You can say whatever the fucking way you want.
That's what fucks with me about both of y'all, because in my profession, in my work, I deal with that work setting, but it's my family.
Yeah.
So like, For instance, the person of power is either my dad or me.
Yeah.
It's one or the other.
Slow down there, Sparky.
It's each his own. Like, to delegate who does what, it's either my dad or me.
Yeah,
so, for instance, my dad will tell me something, but, like, he could come at me sideways in a certain way, and I'll take it as in not in, like, a sideways way, but I'm just like, all right, come down. Like, I'm not everybody else. Like, relax. And because he gets, he gets frustrated. He gets all of it in his head. That too. And it eats my dad up because my dad can't talk to me the way he talks to other people. And I know he hates that.
He loves you too much to say it. Well, like he doesn't even see you in that light. Which correct. I don't know if you even realize.
Correct. He doesn't because I'm his son, but also he
looks at you and sees him, so he melts in a sense.
In a sense, but he still tries to come off as an asshole, and I'm like, come on, bro, it's me. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, right. Come on. Like, that's why it pisses him off too, because I'm like, what are you gonna tell me? Yeah. And I make fun of him a little bit. Like, I joke with him. Like, he loves it and he hates it at the same time because
it's him.
Because I fuck with him hard. Like, he's like, you motherfucker. I'm like.
Jacob talks a lot of shit.
I do. I tell him I'm the like updated version of him.
Yep.
Like, I'll tell customers that.
I was about to tell that story. Literally, when we came back from working, or no, when you came in, because I had to work the second day, and you came back, and I came with food. I had to bring your dad's card back. There was a bunch of customers in here, and the customer's son was there, and Jacob had just walked in, and Israel was like introducing Jacob, and Jacob came and shook his hand. He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" Yeah, my name's Jacob. I'm just a better looking version of him.
Yeah, like, I'll fuck with him like
Israel
that.
chuckled and he's like, they didn't see me when I was young, though.
And I was like, it doesn't matter. I'm still better looking.
But that's something Israel would say. So, like it's just a carbon copy of him.
It's my dad. So, like, I love fucking with him because it's like, I am kind of him reincarnated, basically. Just updated versions. Like, I have my mom's side as well. So it's like I'm my own person, but I have the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
You had the best of these two people, your parents. I have the best of my parents.
Yeah.
So, like, this is me, and I am like you in a lot of ways, but there's a lot of things I'm different than you.
Yeah.
And so, like, my dad goes back and forth with, like, do I love him? Do I hate him? I know he loves me at the end of the day. Like, it's my father. So
we are exactly like our fathers, just not as ignorant.
Correct. Well, that's the thing, too, because we're ignorant as fuck. But, like,
not to their level.
We're respectively ignorant.
Yeah, because we've seen how ignorant they are.
It was different times, though. It was different times.
True.
Correct.
It was different times.
But that's the thing.
They didn't have the type of exposure that there is today.
Not only that,
not
but
the exposure and not the times we're in. For instance, the ignorant shit they got away with, we could, like, I'm ignorant.
You cannot get away with that shit today.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what raised us. So, like, we're still that ignorant.
But there's also been things
we just have to have seen other shit to learn.
They've been ignorant about that might have bothered us. Mm-hmm. That might have, like, made us feel like I could have said that better. Or we've seen how it's offended or affected people. Because so we try not to be as bad as that.
We got to move differently nowadays.
Like, for instance,
we're more up to game to how shit is now than how it was then, because shit is different now, and we're growing up in now. So it's like we've grown up and shit like that. So it's like we know how to maneuver this landscape.
Correct. But that's why we've also, like, we have that different mindset, because we have a mindset of we've learned from skills they learned back then till we apply it to now. But also, like, one of my dad's favorite stories to tell is, like, the one time where I was younger. I was, like, probably 14, 15 years old, and my dad was belligerent, drunk off his ass. He was fucked up. It was at my next door neighbor's house. We used to play poker. So it was a random night. My dad, like, it was a Sunday night because that's when our poker nights were. My dad got fucked ass up. So my next door neighbor had a pool. I'm at my own house. I'm not even at that house anymore. I'm at my own house, and I just hear a bunch of commotion, whatever. My dad had thrown like 7+ people in the pool already. Yeah, so I go over, I hear splashes, I hear like people screaming, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? So I walk out of my house and I'm hearing this shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I don't even walk through the front door of this people's house. I go down my side yard, still hearing all this shit. I go through their backyard, my neighbors, and I like open the screen door and I see my dad throwing somebody in the fucking pool. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like 14, 15 years old. I'm not grown or anything. And my dad still had weight on me, stronger than me by all means. But like, I just look at him and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? So like, I just have that mindset of like, what the fuck are you doing? So he went to grab another person and I just was like, fuck it. I just ran at him, just charged him. And I like threw my dad against a wall. And like, it shook him for a second because he looked down and he was like, this is my son? The fuck? Like, who's touching me? So, like, instinctively, he kind of wanted to go after me at first, but my adrenaline was rushing. I was holding him. I was just like,
Damn, that shit guy. We know how to trigger Jacob. Throw people in the pool and he'll get pissed.
That wasn't the shit that it wasn't. It's not that it pissed me off. It was the fact that I realized what he had done. Like I see fucking all these phones laying on the side of the pool. Yeah, the next day my dad bought like 8+ phones. Damn. Because he threw all these people in with like their wallets, their phones, their keys, like fucking people's shit up. Because he was gone. Yeah, like I'm talking gone. Like it wasn't my dad that was looking at me. So it was his subconscious self.
When you had him pressed up against the wall.
So I had my dad pressed against the wall, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like I'm just yelling at him because I'm like, "What are you doing?" Because I didn't understand like why the fuck are you this drunk to where you just are gonna buy all these phones? And like that was like a stage in my dad's life where he was like. That's when my dad thinks I became a man. Like that was his moment. That was his moment of like he was so proud of me for doing that he told that story to people like years after.
Oh really?
Yeah, because he was like so impressed that I fucking stood up to him and fucking held him against the wall and like wouldn't let him throw anybody else in. Because like he was going for another person. Like he already had his hands on someone else to throw in.
Serial fucking
he was like
thrower.
Because he was already soaked. Like he had already jumped in the pool, so he was like, "Fuck it, everyone's going in." He threw everyone in this pool. Fucking didn't matter. Women, children, literally it didn't matter. Women, children, people with fucking like that shouldn't be thrown in the pool. Like
$1,000 suits on.
Correct. Like people in dress shirts and everything. Like it didn't matter the clothes they were in. They were going in the pool. So like he just didn't have that awareness because he was drunk.
Yeah.
I got a drunk story with Israel.
Yeah.
I wasn't drunk though. Should I tell it?
I mean, you can in a little bit, but yeah, that shit. It was just kind of crazy. It was just like, what the fuck? So I did that, and like, even my neighbors, like that's their moment. Also, like when they were like talk to me now, they still like, oh, you remember when you checked your dad like that? Like it was like a big moment for everybody because no one checked my dad. Yeah. Nobody in that fucking neighborhood. Yeah. My dad still to this day, he has not lived in that neighborhood for 10+ years. Goes in that neighborhood, he is looked upon as like, oh, Israel, how are you doing? Like he's looked upon as like someone on the highest pedestal.
Damn.
Yeah, like we've done work in that neighborhood.
That's goals right there.
We've done tile work throughout that neighborhood. Like it does not matter.
So he's kind of paid his dues as far as helping people
like,
out.
Well, we were, for instance, in that neighborhood. My dad built that house on Amber's first birthday, I believe. So like I was already 2 years old. Amber's first birthday. We've owned that house ever since.
The one in Deer Run?
Yeah, the one in my mom.
Shit.
My dad built that house.
Oh fuck, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow, he built this that we're in, or actually Jacob did.
I built this.
There's
studio.
a fucking hole up there, by the way.
This whole entire building, though, Jake.
I had put
Israel
that in.
Built.
Yeah, but this studio y'all see live. This guy right here.
Yeah,
I built this.
You can build your house, build your room, build your bathroom.
I can build your house.
You can build anything that you need built. He's Bob.
Wow. I'm Jacob the builder, actually.
Yeah, my dad was pretty ignorant too.
But yeah, so
NBA real
my
quick?
dad fucking.
Oh shit!
Okay,
go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell your story real quick.
Nah.
No. All right, we'll save it for another day then.
Yeah.
You want to get into NBA real quick?
He made me steal a bottle of alcohol, but that's about it. Literally made me steal. I went to. All right, I guess I got into it.
Go ahead.
No, we're good into it. We got time. We'll spend like 5.
I went to. This is when I lived in Atlanta. I went to a like little club with my dad and some people, and fucking. He bought a bottle at the club, and it was like it was smaller than a fifth. Mm-hmm. It was the smaller bottle next to the fifth of some Ciroc coconut, and they charged him like it was a big bottle in the club, like $150, some shit like that. So we were drinking it and shit like that, and he was like, "Damn, this is an expensive ass bottle." So we were about to leave and shit like that, and all of a sudden he's like, I need you to take this bottle. I'm like, what do you mean you need me to take this? But exactly what I fucking said, nigga. You think I spent all this fucking money and we not gonna take this shit? I'm like, okay. What do I do? I don't know. What do I do? Well, put the shit in your jacket. I left my jacket in the. Go get your fucking jacket then. Made me run to the car to go get my jacket out of the car and come in and like, I'm fucking young. I'm 21 maybe at that time. So like. I fucking put the bottle in the jacket, but we're walking out, and I'm like cradling the bottle, like trying to, I think in my mind, make it look incognito, but really I'm making it look very obvious that I have something in my fucking jacket. So I had to go out first and bring the bottle into the car. get out successfully, get in the car and shit like that. And then he gets in there. He's like, nigga, that was the worst bottle taking I've ever seen in my motherfucking life.
I hate when they
But
talk
But
shit.
did you get the bottle
It's
out?
like that shit was obvious. You over there holding it.
That shit's
just
so
take,
But
annoying.
did you get the
just take
bottle
the
out?
shit like it's a regular booth. Nobody gives a fuck if you taking the fucking bottle. Just take the shit, nigga. I'm like,
And Jordan's like, but why didn't you take the fucking bottle?
all right. Because I paid for the bottle. When you pay for shit,
I know.
you ain't
That-
got to take the risk.
That
all
shit,
right?
that shit gets me. My dad's done that same
Fair
shit to
enough.
me. Not necessarily like
I'm
that,
all
but
right.
like
now let's go to Waffle House, nigga. What you want?
he'll say something or he'll make me do something and I do it and he's like, why'd you do it that way? You fucking didn't tell me what way to do it. I fucking did it. Like, it's done. The fuck? Like, that part actually does piss me
That's
off.
one of
That
Matt's
is one of my
things.
pet peeves. Like, if someone tells you to do something and then you do
your
it,
own way, and then they
you
get
do it
mad
your
at-
own way,
Yeah.
and then like, why don't you do it this way? That gets me. I'm like,
It's like, 'cause I
well,
did it my
you
way,
could
bitch.
have you could have told if you wanted it done a specific way, you could have specified that. That happened to me recently, kind of at the building, my dad's building, at the lot. So he told me something about like this building, and it was a miscommunication between the both of us. But I did something, made the building look better personally, but I did something that I guess wasn't supposed to be done. But that's literally what he had told me to do, and he was like, "No, I meant for you to do this," and I was like, "You should have just said that then. The way you said it does not explain what you wanted me to do." And like, we kind of got in a little scuffle about it, but it was all good at the end of the day. Like I said, it was my dad. I drove him over there myself. I was like, "No, fucking come here then. Show me what you wanted me to do." And like I said, it's my dad, so he does, like Jordan says, he definitely has to see me, and like he sees me as himself, so he doesn't get as mad as me at me than he would at other people.
Right.
But it's also like when I have the role of leadership in this company to where I tell a lot of people what to do. So like when it's him telling me what to do, it's a little different because like I tell so many other people what to do. Like when you're telling me something, I'm like,
You also bow down to it, though, I would imagine.
I let him tell me because it's my father. Like I'm not gonna like willingly disrespect him, but at the same time, there is some shit he says to me, and I'm like, all right,
Fuck
you
what
could,
you heard.
yeah, like
Fuck
you
what
could
you
tell me this,
heard.
but like there's a better way to do this, and I'm gonna do it the better way. Like you, for instance, I went like, and I
You're the 2.0.
I don't like to throw it in his face or anything, but I'm like, you sent me to college for a reason. Like I learned certain skills for a reason. Let me fucking implement my skills that I learned because you made me go. Like I didn't want to go to school.
Yeah.
You made me go to school. Let me fucking show what I learned.
Yeah.
You know, like let me use my strengths to my benefit.
Using
It's going to
your
benefit you. And I try to tell him that. I'm like, whatever I learn is going to benefit you.
Yeah.
You got to just let me do me. And he was a little hesitant, but once he sees that and once he's like seen it and watched me do it, he understands. Like, and like I'll be talking my shit. I talk my shit just like he does. And he'll tell Del Marie and other people, he's like, I created a monster. And I'm like,
He knows.
it's you.
Well,
He
fuck.
knows.
Speaking of Monstars,
Side note,
the fucking
Ah,
Nets.
you wanted
the
to bring it in
fucking
that way.
Nets. The
That is
fucking Nets.
The NBA.
and the Lakers just signed Andre Drummond.
They did.
They did? It's official?
official?
He says he intends to sign.
Well, yeah, I saw that. But
Bleacher Report just put it out.
did it have it made?
ESPN put it
official?
out last night.
Yeah.
I want it to be official already.
Andre
But-
Drummond.
That's a good
Andre
fucking
Drummond
pickup.
intends to sign with the Lakers once he clears waivers.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good pickup.
They
for them.
add a nice rebounding big man star on
Defense.
the Lakers.
Yeah,
Defense. That's
defensively.
good. Now going to the Monstars, aka the Nets.
My point, and I know I have the unpopular opinion, whatever. I'm still not convinced. I'll tell you why.
Because you're delusional.
No, I'm not delusional. Kyrie Irving,
A star
great player.
Uh-huh.
I've been saying this from the jump. X factor though.
Uh-huh.
Who knows where his mindset's going to be once
gotta let
playoff
that
time?
go.
No, I don't, because he keeps on doing the same shit.
But when he comes back, what does he do?
He keeps on doing the same shit though.
When he comes back, what does he do?
keeps on doing the same shit.
When he comes back, what does he do?
I'm going to continue.
He
I'm going to
performs.
continue. I'm going to
Can you
continue.
answer that
He
real
puts
I'm
quick?
going
up
to continue.
40.
I'll answer it at the end.
Let him go. Let him go. Go on.
Kevin Durant, when he's on the court, again, he's fired, but with these soft tissue injuries, with his legs, with his coming off an Achilles, like, I don't know if he's going to be able to play the minutes in the playoffs that they're going to need him to fucking play.
Oh, load management. Stop it,
Shut up.
please.
Shut up.
They're doing
No,
this shit
hey,
on purpose.
I don't wanna hear it.
I
He
don't
was
know if it's
playing,
on
he was
purpose.
I don't
performing
want to
at-
hear it. Let him finish.
To my point,
He was
Let him-
performing
when he
well.
was on the court, but it's been 2 months now.
Cool. Load management.
Okay,
Let him
We could do the
finish.
same thing for
James
Anthony
Harden,
Davis.
James Harden,
Potentially MVP.
potential MVP, but how many times has he done this in the regular season and then shits the bed in the postseason and doesn't show up, doesn't perform, turns the ball over? all this ball centric shit that he's the greatest, that he's a fucking great point guard, this, that, whatever. But
when has he ever had other 2 premier scores? And when he did, where did he go?
To the finals, and then he shit the bed and lost because he didn't perform well. Again, he didn't perform well.
But if he gets to the finals, you're going to give him some type of credit, correct?
But sure, I will give him credit if he gets to the finals. But again, okay.
I'm just trying to present a counter for all the points that
Blake Griffin, cool pickup, awesome, but I don't really think he moves the needle like that. I think he's past his prime to where he can really, impact a team like that.
On a team like that, he doesn't have to be prime Blake Griffin.
He doesn't, but he has to. He doesn't play much defense either. Where's the defense on this team? LaMarcus Aldridge, another one. Past his prime. Past his prime. He's not going to be a defensive stopper either. At some point,
all these guys are going to be role players.
At some point, but role players. But Blake Griffin in his head, do you really think he sees himself as a role player?
Yes.
Who knows?
I think that's why he signs with the Nets.
But the Nets aren't looking for defense. I think
anybody aside from AD.
They need defense.
You think that. They're looking. Think about it. It's Steve Nash and Mike D'Antoni. They are looking.
And how many rings have they won between them? They do all this shit in the regular season. All these points, all this up and down the court, scoring a lot of points. But in the postseason, when it counts, when legacies are built, when you're talking about all time, when you're talking about all time greats, they come short up in the playoffs.
I get it, but they're looking to outscore you.
And you have to play defense in the playoffs because in the playoffs the game is slowed down. It's a 7-game series. Right, you got to play defense. You got to make a stop at some point. And one of the greatest plays in the NBA Finals is a defensive stop.
With the people that they have acquired,
we're talking about basketball.
Who do you think presents a threat in the East aside from Joel Embiid? Because now they have multiple guys that can switch bodies on him. Do they slow him down? Not much. But at least they have a lot to throw at him.
Maybe it's just me, but I'm just not big on
the Miami Heat.
Blake Griffin and LaMarcus Aldridge. I think they're nice pickups, but I don't think they move the needle like that. I don't think that it's gonna. I think they're just more big names than anything.
It's still just the big three.
They don't have to do much.
They do.
They do not.
They do. They do because.
With a James Harden, a Kyrie, and a KD, I
was talking to somebody the other day. They've been winning. They're winning. I'm not taking that away from them, but they're playing teams. Yeah, they're playing. They're not blowing anybody out. It's a race to 120, 130, and that's fine. But in the playoffs, you cannot do that.
Okay,
it has not. And I'm just pulling this off the top of my head. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but in the history of the NBA, in the playoffs, how many teams have you seen that are just going up and down the court, win an NBA championship? You have to play defense. You got to be able to fucking slow down and play half-court offense and play fucking team basketball and shit like that. And I don't think that, again, I don't think they have the leadership to do that. I think they're a fun, exciting, great team. They're going to get a lot of wins. But get to the second round of the playoffs, even in the East, I think is going to be a little difficult for them. Because they might even match up with the Heat in the first round. Right. And as much as I think the Nets will win that series, that is going to be a 6, maybe 7-game series. If they're matching up with the Heat,
match up with the Heat,
or the offense is not a difficulty.
Or the Celtics. Those are the two matches that they're looking at. Either the Heat or the Celtics in the first round.
The Celtics are a more offensively talented team than the Heat are.
Okay. For sure, but defense.
Fuck off.
Fuck off. I don't think Miami's going to do anything, but if they muddy it up a little bit,
the finals again.
And that's the type of team they are. They're
exactly. They're gonna do that. And does Kyrie and Kevin Durant come out of that?
But you're acting like the Miami Heat are going to out physical the Nets, and I don't think they are.
All right. First off, I don't like this Miami Heat slander.
In what world?
I don't like the Miami Heat slander.
Who's physical on the Nets?
Blake Griffin?
No.
LaMarcus Aldridge?
Stop. No.
Bro.
Stop.
All right.
Oh my God.
Hold on. Time out. Pause the camera. George's leaving the podcast.
Physical? Since when? When was Blake Griffin
So what are they going to do in that?
Blake Griffin,
what
are
they going to do in that instance?
What instance?
Are they going to be looked at to score offensively? They're
not defensive players. DeAndre Jordan is the only one out of those three that you named that is a defensive player, and he is past his prime. Correct. He is old.
What I'm asking,
and they might even bring him off the bench.
What I'm asking you is, with 3 scorers like James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant, what do you think those 3 other guys are going to be asked to do? Score the ball?
No. But they don't play defense.
They're not going to be physical.
They don't play defense.
What are they going to have no choice but to do?
So okay,
they're not good at that.
To your point. To your point. So if they had not have to do this for their whole NBA career, what makes you think they're just gonna fucking flip the switch because they have to do it and break habits that they've built for years and years in the NBA?
But they're now going to be role players.
Okay,
they're going to have to play their role wherever it is.
Okay, role players is what they are.
They're great players. They're great at.
They're not guarding Bam. They're not. Neither one of them are guarding Bam.
Stop.
Bam had one good season. You need
to
relax.
They're fucking old as shit. They're not guarding Bam.
Bam is not an outlier.
That is one player that neither one of them will guard. They cannot guard him.
Come with a better argument.
They can't guard Bam.
They're not
That's
gonna,
one player.
Miami's not going to get out of the first round. I don't care what you say. Miami's not getting out of the first round.
Bet on it right now. On live.
How much you want to fucking bet?
How much you want to lose?
How much you want to bet? You're the one that's trying to make
50,
bets.
100, how much you want to lose?
How much you want to bet? Tell me a number.
50. Bet
50. I'll bet you 50 right now.
You're not making out of the first round. You're
Say
crazy.
less.
You're
You saw
fucking
him.
crazy.
He has me $50.
The first round?
They're not. The Heat are not making it out of the first round.
All right. Well, when I get my $50,
because they're either going to play the Sixers or the Nets. Please tell me that they're going to beat them.
No.
And say that confidently.
You said first round. Whoever we play, we're making it out.
They're
We
not
just
gonna
bet
beat
$50.
They're not going to
So
beat
I'm
either
putting
of
my
those two
sunglasses
teams.
back on. Back to, I'm going to have a more intellectual conversation with this man over here because he's delusional. But you're asking players that have not been.
they're not defensive players. How is that a delusional comment?
Shut up. Let me speak my piece.
What player out of those two is guarding Bam?
Shut up. Let me fucking talk. And then
tell
you.
me.
And then
Tell
you.
me.
Well,
Tell me
let me
right now.
talk.
Tell me right now. What player?
You're asking great players to
That
do
don't
one thing.
play
Great
great
offensive
defense.
players.
That don't play great defense, and they never have in their career. Blake Griffin, for as physical as he is on offense, he was more of a finesse player. He was just physical at the fucking rim. He was violent at the rim.
Okay.
But as a player offensively, they are finesse. LaMarcus Aldridge, finesse. Kevin Durant, finesse. Kyrie Irving, finesse.
What I'm saying
James
to you
Harden,
is you're not going to be
finesse.
asked to do those
But
type
when
of things.
okay.
So where is their energy going to go to?
So you
What
think
if
they're just going to
what if I've
become
asked
good
you-
at defense?
Okay, say you played defense on football for most of your life, correct?
Correct.
There's just a certain mentality that goes into playing defense.
Right.
So if I'm asking you to switch up your whole mentality and do something else that you haven't been doing for your whole playing career, do you think that shit's just going to happen over a 2-3 month span?
What takes more skill, offense or defense?
Offense.
Okay. So
But
you're
if they ha-
asking,
but if
hold
they-
on, you're asking guys who are skillful on offense to give all their energy to defense. You don't think that's possible?
I think it's possible. I don't think it's going to give the result that you think it's going to give. That's my point.
See.
Because
We'll see.
and again,
I'll
like
see. Shit, I got $50.
I think if they're playing the Bucks or the 76ers in the second round, I think that is a tough matchup for the Nets.
Okay.
They have all this finesse. They play no defense. To my point, you have to play defense in the playoffs. I don't care how talented you are offensively. We've seen offensive teams fucking run through the regular season and look unstoppable. The Suns, the fucking the Rockets, the Golden State Warriors more recently. The Golden State Warriors had, and they play defense.
Right.
But they had a very up and down style. And they were the only team that had an up and down style that won a championship. Plenty of Rockets teams,
Why?
plenty of Suns teams because they play defense. The Nets
Why
do
they
not play defense.
Because they're unselfish. They're
The
a
Nets
group of unselfish stars.
Are not that.
So if we can get that out of the Nets,
But that's all hypothetical. We haven't seen that though. When have we?
Everything is hypothetical
When
right
have
now.
we seen James Harden not falter in the playoffs?
good point.
When have we seen Kyrie Irving play? The one time that we saw him play a full postseason, they went to the chip. They won the finals,
And got
but he
it.
hasn't. He hasn't done that. So that one season that he did is the outlier.
Okay.
Kevin Durant, until he went to a team fully loaded with a whole bunch of superstars, didn't do shit in the playoffs. They went to the
Wrong.
finals and lost.
Wrong.
What else did he do
He's
in the playoffs?
never done anything in the playoffs. He's never been a great playoff player.
He
player
has,
before
but
then.
what did he have to show for it until he went to a team that was fully loaded?
Correct.
73-9.
Correct.
Already winning chips.
Okay.
2-time MVP.
So if we're basing everything off that logic, then he's on a fully loaded team. What can he do?
The potential is there. Do I think they're going to do it? No.
Okay.
I think they get bounced in the second round. I've been
I
saying
think they
this.
go to the finals.
Hopefully they don't meet the 76ers in the finals.
I think they go to the finals. And if they don't, they're exactly what the Clippers were last year.
And I think that's more of what it is because where's the leadership on that team?
they got to be around more for them to fucking lead.
Where's the
So
lead?
who
But
is?
it seems like it's the same type of scenario that all
Yeah,
this
the
load
Clippers.
the load management,
It
you know,
does.
Kawhi and PG are
It
kind of,
does.
you know, whatever.
I'm not
and-
disagreeing with you there, but it's either that or it's the finals.
But history says it's more of the they're gonna underperform and not perform to people's standards, and then
Well, also what I'm trying to say too is they have a bunch of talented guys who their prime was 3-4 years ago, so I don't think their ego is the same now. You understand what I'm
They're
saying?
just trying to win a chip.
I don't think egotistically wise they're thinking I'm the star, I want the ball, I want to score.
prime example, and you know this: 04 Lakers. Karl Malone, Gary Payton,
Right.
Shaq, Kobe. They had all these big
And they
names.
lost in the finals.
Exactly. I mean,
I'm not sitting here saying that they're going to win the
Pistons.
finals. I'm not saying that in no way, shape, or form. I'm saying they're going to go.
so who do you think's gonna win the finals then?
I'm still on the LeBron train, and I'm not getting off
All
until
right,
that
well,
shit
then,
gets off the
then
tracks.
we don't even got to argue anymore. We're all good.
Well, we do got to argue because we got to make points. I have to counter what you're
All right,
saying.
well, y'all points are shit. Because
Okay, go ahead. I'll let you have your piece. Go ahead.
Right,
This
y'all-
is
You live in Neverland.
This is delusion.
Neverland.
Neverland. They're never going back and winning.
they're never,
You live in
Shut
Neverland.
The fuck up.
This is
All right,
delusion.
We're riding on the fucking LeBron hype train over here. The both of them. They don't have a team. They just wherever LeBron goes.
We're
is
living
their
in
team.
reality.
The Magic
We're
are my
living in
team. They
team.
just suck.
Oh,
so.
the Magic are my team.
Hey,
Oh.
they suck.
Who would have known?
And they just traded
Who would've thought?
everybody. They gave
I
the house
knew
away.
that.
Who would have thought?
You're
They
over here
did.
trying to
The
offend me
Magic.
when I
all
already
right,
know the
we can
truth.
actually talk about
Shaq, they hurt us.
the. Yeah, we can talk about the Magic real quick. The Magic
For
said,
what?
"Fuck
That's
it,
boring
we're
part of
gonna
the show.
rebuild and trade everybody."
They'll probably be
I mean-
shitty for another 2 years, 3
2
years.
years,
They've
they'll
been
be
shitty
shitty
our
for.
whole
They'll be
lives.
shitty for a long time.
No,
Nah,
not our
they
whole
had
lives.
fun.
They have.
They've been.
No, what do you
They haven't
mean?
been
They
shitty.
have.
They made it
They
to
had
the.
2 years when they were good.
What do you
They've
mean?
had more than 2
Through
years. Stop it.
From the
They
Two
made it to
times
the-
they went to the finals, and that's it.
All right,
and
if,
they were
if you make
good.
it to the playoffs, you're an okay
They have
team.
more playoff appearances than seasons that they haven't made the playoffs.
So shut the fuck up, Jordan.
In the fucking East, though. Fuck the East.
Where do we live,
And
bitch?
they're fighting for the 8th seed
Shut the
every
fuck
year.
up. I don't give a.
And you're
And
talking
the 8th seed.
they're
Magic
not
haven't been
fighting
in
for
the
shit
eighth
right
seed.
now, bro. Yeah, you're
They're
not
usually
giving them.
fighting for the
You need
eighth
to, you
seed.
need to do your more Magic history. They're
Because
not as
they're
bad
not
as you're
as bad.
saying.
Like, calm
they-
down.
Yeah,
Calm down.
They're notoriously a
Like
bad
they're
team.
not my favorite team,
No,
but calm the
not
fuck down.
notoriously, but they're notoriously a middle of the pack East team.
Whatever.
Like calm down, Jordan. Calm
Yeah.
down.
I thought you were a fucking Heat fan.
I am, but they've made the finals a couple times. Like
twice.
okay, so give them their credit. You're,
2 times.
You're talking.
I just said
they've
that.
made it to. They're
I
fighting
said
for the
besides
8th
the
seed.
2 years that they've been to the finals, when have they been a good
They're
team?
usually
They've been a
in
good
the
team.
playoffs.
They've been 1 seed, 2 seeds, have 50, 55 win seasons.
They've lost to the Celtics. They've
they-
lost to
That
players.
was the 2
but
championship years.
no,
that
man.
they won in
They've-
2 seeds.
huh?
That was the 2 champion. I mean, there's the 2 years that they went to the finals that they were.
But there was,
high seed
but
teams.
you have to also understand
made
that
playoffs a
between
couple of times.
2008 and 2011, they were a top 4 team in the East.
You're talking about the Orlando Magic, like
yes,
they,
the Tracy McGrady years, they were
like they're
making
always
it,
a decent team.
for the most part, until the past like 4 or 5 years, they have been a decent team.
in the East.
I'm telling
like,
you,
think about
do
it. You
your
were just saying so
do
much
your
shit about the
research.
East.
I don't
In the
think so.
East,
Dude,
they were
it's
a
not
decent
about what
team.
you think though. At this point,
They weren't like,
look
oh
it
my
up,
god.
look
but
it
in
up,
the
look
East-
at their records.
In the East, they've been
From
in-
the time that they came into the
They've been
league
okay.
to now, more years they have winning records and they're in the playoffs. Now they're not winning championships,
sit up in my
but
chair.
they are in the playoffs. They are,
Shit.
4 or 5 seed in the playoffs more often than not.
All right. Time for me to
I'm
sit
not
up and
saying
talk
they're world
basketball.
beaters. I'm not saying that they're the best, but you can't say they suck and they're shitty and they're bottom of the pack team in
I
the
feel like they're looked at that way.
right in the past 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
Yes,
they should be. From what they've been doing.
for most of
But
the 2010s, yes, they were. But before that, they had.
I would say the 15 and up.
I would say
Af-
forever except for 2 years.
But that's not
Because
accurate.
you don't
That's
do your
false.
research, so
That's
you're-
false. That's just not true.
Display your research on the microphone real quick. Let me hear it.
Anyways, what I'm trying to say here is, all right, I don't know
Yeah,
if
bullshit.
I don't
We
know
don't
if
wanna
the
fucking-
I don't know if the Heat for sure will go back to the finals. Don't know for sure. There's
They're not.
okay, calm down, fucking sir, not knowing shit about the NBA. There's what 3-4 teams right now that are better than them. We'll say the
Heat
Nets
are the 7th
Well,
seed right now.
I know what seed they are. They're actually the 8th seed.
So
But
there's 7 teams better than
They're not
Okay.
going to the finals.
ooh, sure, Jordan, shut the fuck up. I'm talking to Eric at the moment.
Sure is correct.
The teams that are better than them, though, not record wise. Record wise, is a couple of teams. And factual and like reality here, you guys got the Nets, probably number 1, right? That'd be the number one seed.
76ers are the
That's
one
gonna
seed. The Nets are the 2
I'm not talking
seed.
about the actual seeding, but you're like in your perspective, you think
I think the 76ers are a better team than the Nets, yes.
So we got the 76ers, we have the Nets.
Yeah.
Who else do you have?
The Bucks.
And the Bucks. That's it? I mean, I know there's teams above us
I would
right
say
now, but that's all you have?
Celtics, they haven't been playing like it, but I do feel like at their
The Celtics are fighting for 500.
At their peak, I feel like they are a better team. They have the talent, they have the star power. There's just some going on there.
I'll go ahead and give you 4. I'll give you 4. I don't think the Hornets are better than us.
The Hornets are.
I don't think the Knicks.
LaMelo's out. Yeah.
He's done for the season. Yeah. I don't think the Knicks are better than us. All right.
Mm-hmm.
The Hawks. I don't know if they're above us right now, but they definitely aren't better than us. Washington's fucking they're the fucking they're like probably the 15th seed. There is no one else that I think is honestly better than us. So I'll give you those 4. You could say they're better than us at the time.
And that's one of the 4
that the Celtics are going to
have to play in the first round.
The Celtics are going to implode. I'll just say that right now. The Celtics are done. They're already gone. The 76ers, cool. Doc, what has he done in the last fucking 16 years? Won one champ. Okay, cool. 2008, bro. That was 2008.
He's got a ring.
Okay, that was 2008. He also had Kawhi and Paul George, and he still has 1 ring. So that was 2008. He has Chris Paul. He had Blake. Still had 1 ring. So I think the 76ers, they're out of there. The Bucks ain't doing shit. Giannis cannot close games. He's a dominant force in the paint, but he can't shoot. Very one-dimensional. You take him out, you take the team out. He's gone. The Nets. I'll get to the Nets. The Nets are a powerful force. They have fucking James Harden. Is pretty much the only person they've had through the regular season because Kawhi or fucking Kyrie and KD have been chilling whenever they want to. They have a chance to, come back and show their dominance, but until they do that, I'm not fucking dun-ho on them. Gun-ho, whatever the fucking phrase is.
Gung-ho.
Gung-ho.
Gung.
Either way.
We're both wrong.
Either way, that's going to be a hard team. I'm not saying like we're just going to wash through them. The Heat, for instance, why I love the Heat and why the Heat have always been my favorite team. Dwayne Wade is definitely the reason they were my favorite team.
Okay, so then leave it there.
But it's not just Dwayne Wade. It's the Heat culture. It's fucking it's the basketball they play. They are a defensive-minded team. They're trying to stop the ball. That's what they're trying to do. We don't have stars. I don't think we had one All-Star.
Well, and you need stars in the NBA to win. You need stars in the NBA to win championships.
The one problem that they had in the finals of why they couldn't get over the hump, they didn't fix this year. So what fucking makes you think that they have a chance of winning it this year?
Because
they don't have another scorer.
They don't have stars, bro.
We added Victor. He can score a little bit.
And he hasn't been. Okay, here we go. Look what you done did. Look what you did. He
should have left earlier.
Look what you did.
I think a valid point earlier.
All I'm saying is that
I'm just saying we're a defensive-minded team,
and that's great, and that's fine.
For instance, all right, shut the fuck up, Jordan.
But you need stars.
For instance, you said
this is the NBA.
Okay, in the playoffs, what wins? Defense or offense?
Stars and defense. Stars and defense.
Okay, but if we have more defensive-minded teams,
and you don't have stars. You don't have stars, though. I'm sorry, Jacob.
That defensive conversation is cute as long as you have stars.
Yeah.
Other than that, it doesn't fucking matter. It's the NBA.
You need defense, but you also need people that can put it in the fucking bucket. Yes. And you should know that better than anybody.
All right, and I have a couple of those people. I got some shooters.
Not good enough, though.
You have a couple of those people.
Mediocre at
best.
That
are stars.
I have Victor. I got Jimmy. I got Tyler
is
Hero,
not a star.
Dragic,
Stop.
Bam.
Please stop.
None of these guys were all-stars.
Please stop.
Was Jimmy an all-star this year?
No. Please stop,
Did you have one all-star this
year? Your conversation was good up until this point. Because again, they have the defense.
All right, either way,
no, listen, they have the defense.
I'll listen to what you have to say. I'll listen to what you have to say. You got 50 on the line regardless. When I see you in the second round and I get my 50, we could talk again about this.
You're fucking crazy.
All right?
You're fucking crazy.
We're past that conversation. We're talking about finals.
Because they're either
you're talking about going to the finals.
Realistically, they're either playing the 76ers or the Nets in the first round, and they're not beating any of these teams because the 76ers have defense and have stars and have better players. And they're well coached.
They're well coached. It's Doc, bro.
Doc is a great coach. I don't understand why.
Then when is the last time he's been to a fucking conference finals?
Yes.
When's the last time?
Coaches that have not gotten over the
When is the last time? Tell me when he's been to a conference finals. Go ahead, off your memory, because you know so well.
The second year of the finals of the Warriors run, or the first year? Because they lost to the final. They lost to.
That I don't remember. I get what you're saying,
Jacob.
Jacob.
The first year of
I get
the
what
Warriors
you're saying,
run.
Jacob. But at the end of the day, coaches don't win games for you. Players do, and the 76ers have better players.
Okay.
Than the,
when has Embiid played the last game?
Shut up.
When has Embiid been in the game?
Shut up. Embiid isn't. I mean, and again, he's gonna make the. But
if Embiid is not playing,
the 76ers can definitely
done.
beat the Heat without Embiid. Let's not get it fucking twisted.
No, they cannot.
Let's not get it twisted,
bro.
Let's not get it twisted.
Let's act like Embiid is there.
Then it's a wash. That's 4-1. A sweep at.
I'm with you. What was the 76ers' biggest problem these last couple of seasons?
Chemistry.
And
what do they have now?
Establishing who is the go-to guy and who is the star.
And what do they have now?
Doc came and solidified that. And you can see it in Joel Embiid's play. Also, Ben Simmons has been playing well, too. He's doing a lot of extra things.
Tobias Harris has been playing well.
That nobody's even paying attention to.
Yeah, the Heat, I'm sorry.
If they come across the 76ers, they don't have a chance.
Last year was an outlier. Last year, and we've said this, last year was
no chance.
A fucking picture perfect. The bubble was built for teams like the Heat.
Chemistry.
That's not going to be the same this year. They're not going into a bubble, I don't think. That's not what it seems like. They're going to do the travel and do all that shit, but like, I'm sorry to fucking, unless Victor Oladipo is the Victor Oladipo of 3-4 years ago.
Which he's not.
And he's not. Jimmy Butler needs to find a consistent offensive game,
which he won't.
And Bam Adebayo is great.
I have my $50 from you.
Bam Adebayo is great. Tyler Hero are great, but they're not pushing the fucking needle. Nope. They're not. Duncan Robinson is not pushing the fucking needle for you. Nope. Goran Dragic, Andre Iguodala are not pushing the fucking needle to get out of the first round, let alone the finals.
Nope.
Sorry to break it to you. And if they do, I will give you the $50 and I will give you a handshake and be like, you know what, Jacob, you were fucking right.
But that's just the first round. Like, who gives a fuck?
And when that doesn't happen and you give me my $50, I want you to be like, Eric.
Either way, they have to come across teams.
Fuck, I'll give you the 50.
I'll take the 50.
If the case does happen, or you
not
somehow
when.
Either way, they have to come across 3 teams that are obviously better than them at some point, whether they make it out of the first round or they don't. The Nets
when
obviously
it comes down
better.
to playoffs, it comes down to
the 76ers obviously better.
And whoever they play in the finals,
the
better.
Bucks
comes down to
and the Celtics probably obviously better than the Heat.
All right, we'll see.
And all that was a fact last year, except for the Nets part.
Hey.
And they still made it. So maybe,
we shall
but
see.
not this year. I highly doubt it.
This is beautiful stuff. I love this shit. This is beautiful.
We shall see.
Beautiful. Jacob, your delusion fucking.
Tune in some months to see.
Your delusion fucking, I don't know. It gives me life in a sense. It really does. It really does.
Anytime I can help my brother, it's a good
personal life.
It's a good day for me.
Oh, shit.
But anyways, let's wrap this up. We've been talking for a little bit. Episode 91, we talked about a lot of fun topics. We kind of got off track a lot, but
fuck it.
That's the glory of it.
It was off the track,
the beauty.
But it was still on it at the same time.
Wow. Beauty of it.
It all correlated. It all made sense.
Like always, you can find us on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcast. For our visuals, hit us up on YouTube. Like and subscribe, of course.
Comment, rate, all that good shit.
Bam. Heard it here first. For our social media. Stupid. Anyways, for our social media platforms on Instagram, that's at No Hangover Podcast. Go ahead and follow, like, subscribe. Jordan fucking doesn't shut the fuck up ever. On Twitter, you can find us at No Hangover Pod. For merch, you could hit us up on the DMs. We could actually send you a shirt directly if you hit us up there.
High quality.
Bam. If there it is again. If you don't want to do that, check out the website, www.nohangoverpodcast.com. Get the merch there.
Indeed. Indeedy.
Yes, sirski. As always, show love to our extended family members. The first one would be Ryan Gillio over there at XL Tent. If you're on Instagram, you can find him at XL_tent. On Facebook, it's just XL Tent. That's XCEL Tent. And his phone number is 386-479-7111. And you can call or text for a free quote. As always, if it's glass and you can see through it, my boy Ryan Gillio and XL Tent, they can do it.
Yeah, who knows? You might even see Jordan there.
Occasionally.
And fuck it. Maybe on a Sunday you might see me too. Who knows? I'll help him out every once in a while. I haven't yet, but I'm planning to. I'm a better worker than Jordan. Fuck off.
Fuck it. Get out of here.
But last but not least, Central Homes Roofing.
You can survive in my world.
Project manager Skylar Kenny, more specifically.
As long as they got a spell check.
If you got missing shingles, leaky roof, need a whole new roof, you can hit him up. Give him a
Nah,
call at
he's on my phone.
407-603-5553. Jacob, shut the fuck up. You can get a free inspection from him, and if you can't get him by phone number, he does have an email. That is centralhomescholar@gmail.com. He'll get you right. He's a good dude. Get you the deals. Get you right, like I said. And when he asks who sent you, tell him them boys I know Hangover did. And before we fucking leave, on Thursday, the 25th, it's been 2 years since we launched our first episode.
It's the 2-year anniversary.
So, you know, shout out to anybody who's been following us from the beginning, who's been seeing our progression, our growth, who's been, you know, showing us love, supporting us, and, you know, anything like that. We appreciate it. We're still growing, as you can see. We're still grinding, trying to make this thing, you know, what we want it to be. But we appreciate the love. We appreciate the support. We appreciate, you know, anybody who's been on the show, guest, anything like that. The behind-the-scenes crew. Got to show them love too. It's not possible without them.
Hey.
The most essential, the most essential piece you guys.
The most essential piece. Hey, be excited. Be excited for in about 9 episodes he'll be on.
Indeed. So thank you again. Thank you for that. It's been 2 years. We're hoping for a lot more years. A lot more episodes.
The hype is real.
A lot more
He's
content.
coming.
A lot more guests. All that shit. So again, thank you. We appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. And as always, everybody love everybody.
Boom.
We out here.